The night Maya ran, she took nothing but a backpack, $32, and a secret she had been hiding for 3 years, that she no longer believed a single word they told her. She did not look back at the compound. Not because she was brave, because she knew if she did, she would go back inside and never leave again. That is where this story begins. Maya was born into the restored path. Not recruited, not seduced, not tricked. Born. Her mother was 17 when she joined. Maya arrived 2 years later, which meant she never had a before. She had no memory of a world without Elder Silas standing at the front of the morning gathering, voice low and certain, saying the same thing every single day.
The outside world is dying. We are the ones who remain faithful.
She believed him the way children believe in gravity, not because she chose to, because no one told her there was another option. Inside the restored path, life had a rhythm that felt, to a child, like safety. Communal meals at 6 and 12 and 6 again. Scripture for 2 hours every morning. Work assignments by age 9. No television, no internet, no music that wasn't written by Elder Silas himself. And questions. Questions were the one thing that could turn a room cold in seconds. Maya learned early. You did not ask why. But she was 12 the first time the question came anyway, uninvited, sitting in the back of her mind like a stone she couldn't dislodge. Elder Silas had just told the gathering that a family who left 3 years ago, the Hendersons, had died in a car accident, and that this was what happened to those who abandoned the faithful. Maya leaned to her friend Dara and whispered, "How does he know they died?" Dara looked at her like she had said something in a foreign language. Then she slid 2 inches away on the bench and did not speak to her for a week. That was how control worked inside the restored path. You didn't need guards. You trained the people to guard each other. By 16, Maya had buried the question so deep she almost forgot it existed. She was good at her duties. She smiled at the right moments. She recited the right passages. She was, by every visible measure, exactly what Elder Silas needed her to be, a living proof that the system worked. Then she turned 24, and a woman named Carol arrived. Carol was 40, recently widowed, still raw with grief, and she had found the restored path through a pamphlet in a hospital waiting room. She came in quietly, sat in the back, cried through the first 3 gatherings, and Maya was assigned to be her welcoming companion. They were supposed to talk about the teachings. Instead, Carol said, "Can I ask you something strange?" Maya said, "Of course." She was trained to say that. Warmth first. Always warmth first. Carol said, "Do you ever miss things you've never had?" Maya did not answer Carol that day, but the question followed her to bed, sat with her through morning scripture, and was still there 3 years later when she finally understood what it had unlocked. Because Carol left after 4 months. Quietly, without drama, said the community wasn't what she needed. And Maya watched Elder Silas tell the gathering that Carol had returned to her brokenness, that she was lost now, that they should pray for her but not contact her. And something in Maya's chest cracked clean open. She thought, she did not say, she only thought, he doesn't know that. He cannot possibly know that. He just wants us to stop wondering about her. That was the first time she admitted the thought without immediately burying it. What followed was the quietest, most terrifying 2 years of her life. On the outside, Maya was perfect. On the inside, she was dismantling 27 years brick by brick. She started noticing the patterns. How Elder Silas only quoted scripture that supported Elder Silas. How members who showed doubt were assigned more work, less rest, more scrutiny. How the phrase, "trust the community," was always deployed at the exact moment someone was about to trust themselves. She found a phone. A member had left it in the laundry room. Cracked screen, still working. She hid it in the lining of her mattress and spent 3 weeks working up the courage to turn it on. The first thing she searched, hands shaking at 2 in the morning, was, "Is the restored path a cult?" She read for 4 hours. She did not sleep. By morning, she had a word for everything she had ever lived, and the word made her want to scream and weep and sit very still all at the same time. She started planning the night she turned 27. She gave herself a deadline, because she knew herself well enough to know that without one, she would find a reason to wait forever. The night she left, she passed Elder Silas in the corridor. He looked at her and said,
"Early morning, Maya. Good."
She said, "Yes, Elder." She smiled. She walked out the side door. She sat at a bus stop for 40 minutes, certain someone was coming. No one came. The bus driver asked where she was headed. She realized she had not thought that far. She said, "As far as $32 takes me." He looked at her for a moment, then said,
"That'll get you to the city."
He didn't charge her. She cried for the entire 2-hour ride, not because she was sad, because she was so frightened and so free and had never in 27 years felt both things at the same time, and she didn't have a word for it yet. She's still looking for the word, but she's looking on her own terms now. And that, she will tell you, is everything. If Maya's story stayed with you, like this video right now, it genuinely helps more people find it. Subscribe if you want more stories about people who chose truth over comfort, even when it cost them everything. And drop one word in the comments that describes how this made you feel. Just one word. Let's see what comes up.